back to series about Rugby League TV. We're going to have a talk about Saturday's grand final. I've got Trevor here, long-term friend of Sal, who's come all the way from Australia just to talk to you guys on YouTube. And we've obviously got Ethan, Castleford fan. Let's start. So we've got St Helens against Salford. How do you see it going, Trev?
Yeah, no, it'll be a great game. Like, in the day, as we all know, when it comes to semi-finals, it's a different ball game. So who's going to have the most enthusiasm on the day that's going to win? I believe Salford's the only team out of the teams that made the playoffs can beat Saints, because they did give them a good run in the regular season towards the end there. But I believe it's going to be a tight one, and just hope we're not talking about the referees at the end of the game.
Well, like we were on Sunday. What about you, Ethan? What do you think it's going to go?
Same as Trev says, I think Salford really are the only team who could beat Saints. They did it end of season only through a controversial decision, but I think Salford have that ability to ground Saints down. Yeah,
it was 32-30 at Saints that game, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. It's just, I think it was Salford leading, Saints come back, was that right? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Where's the stars on the pitch? Who do you think is going to be the main players?
Well, you know what? We can't go past the man of steel, or Steve Prescott man of steel, Jackson Hastings. He's the man that's going to lead Salford to glory, if anything. If he's not on his day, Saints will win. So,
obviously, we mentioned all the talks about Hastings, Lomax. Who else do you think might just come out of this? It's somebody else for the Harry Sutherland Trophy. Where would you go apart from those two?
I'd go Theo Farge. I think Theo Farge has been switching it on this season. Probably his best season in a Saints shirt. Obviously, a former Salford man himself, having come over to Super League to play for Salford, made his Super League debut there. I think that's going to add a bit of a contest as well.
We're looking at Salford. They're 3-1 to win on Saturday. I mean, they're big odds. What do you reckon?
Yeah, mate. Like in the day, like Salford can do it. And like I believe they can. And that, like, they got nothing to lose. Obviously, the punt, the bookies, everyone's going to have St Helens as the favourites. And that St Helens have got a lot to lose because obviously, you know, they've had a great year in the regular season for Super League. So it's up to Salford now just to go in there and make history and win it. And obviously they're in a position now where as well that they're from the Manchester area. Well, obviously I don't want to talk about football, but Manchester United's not doing good at the moment. So it's up to them now to win it, to get everyone in that area.
It's a massive opportunity for the city.
To follow Rugby League.
It's a massive opportunity for the club. I think it was put out that it was on the back page of the Manchester Evening News the other day when they beat Wigan. Tremendous result. I tell you what, one thing for me is about the job that Paul Rowley's done there. He's been there 10 weeks, hasn't he? And I really think that you can see their defensive structure. I mean, I think he has had his critics, Rowley. I think he can be his teams can be very aggressive, but I think you can see that in Salford. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. We saw it at Lee and Toronto when he was there. That aggressive style of play that he likes to have, but I think he's brought more structure, as you said, to the Salford side that's already there. And I think that's improved them. As you said, they've gone on that winning streak, and I think that's what bringing Rowley in. I think that's what made them click.
To be honest, I think he's one of the best minds in the game. People don't give him enough credit for it. Obviously, yeah, he had whatever happened at Lee at the time, and then obviously when he went over to Toronto. But I think having him at Salford's the best bet because he's got the players there who've got good attitudes and there's no egos.
Seems to be a real good fit with Ian Watson as well. They seem to work really well together. We're going to talk about Ian Watson a bit later, but we've got the key battles on the field. I think we're looking at Coote against Evalds, looking at Lomax against Hastings. The big battles up front. Where do you see the big battle lines being drawn at the weekend?
Obviously, the game's going to be won in the forwards, and that because at the end of the day, forwards are the foundation for your champion backs. So for guys like Coote and that to do what they need to do in the back line, if their forwards aren't firing, in the day, I'm a fan of the forwards. I love the forwards. If the forwards aren't firing, your champion players in the backs can't do what they need to do.
They get all the glory in the backs, don't they?
They get all the glory. The forwards are the one who do all the hard work.
It's a famous saying, isn't it? That forwards win games, backs just decide by how many, don't they? That's right. A famous saying. What about you? Where do you see the back lines being drawn on Saturday?
I don't know. I think, as we mentioned earlier, defence wins games, and I think both sides have good defence, but both sides have good attack as well. So I think it's going to be all about that defence on the back line kind of thing.
And one big factor is I think Salford have played every week in the playoffs. And Saints have only played once. Who do you think that benefits?
Well, I believe Salford, because when you have that week off, you can lose your momentum. But it's why the wheels keep on spinning and turning. Like, they're just going to ride into Manchester, and hopefully they can take that momentum through.
I can't see the game on Friday at Wigan taking too much out of them. There doesn't seem to be a breeze. And what about yourself? What would you rather? Which company would you rather like play less games like Saints, or be more intense like what Salford have done?
I think I'd rather have more intense games, because then it gives them an experience of player football, rather than the old format, which was just play one game like Saints have done. I think it just gives them an opportunity to get to know how to play playoff football, how to develop themselves throughout that, because it's a whole different ball game.
It's unbelievable how they've adapted. It really is. It's crazy how they managed to. I mean, even the first game they lost to Wigan, it was just they were the better team on the field against a team of packed with players that had a season at this time of the season. It was crazy to see, but it's going to be a tremendous game. We'd love to know what you think. We've obviously got Justin Holbrook's last game as St Helens coach. We've got Jackson Hastings, who we assume is going to Wigan. We've got Josh Jones going to Hull. So very quickly, do you think Salford can do this again next year, or do you think that might hamper them?
I think with the players that they're losing, or potentially will lose, it's going to hamper them come next season. But let's not worry about that. If I was Salford, I'd just be worrying about what's going to happen on Saturday.
What about yourself? How do you think Salford going next year?
I agree with Trev there. I think obviously if they win the grand final, they'll have some more money coming in. Maybe replace those players. Obviously they've got Kevin Brown in next season, which he's an experienced halfback, and I think he'll bring a new dimension to that Red Devils side.
Yeah, as I was saying before, I think Sargent seems to be a great fit for Salford as well next year. I mean, I think he's much behind at Wigan, but I think he's been there before. He's done his one grand finals. I think he'd be a great fit in the centres for Salford. So anyway, one word answer quickly: who wins on Saturday?
Saints.
Salford.
There you go. Please, obviously, hit the like button and leave your comments. Leave who you think is going to win on Saturday and where you think the key battles are going to be drawn. But we'll speak to you again. Thanks and goodbye.